Hi, I have procrastinated, so I apologize. But I'm going to do Love and Marriage Huntsville episode 3 right now, and then I'll do episode 4 when I come back. I'm about to do another podcast, and then I'll come back and do it. So episode 3, no, episode 2, then I'll do episode 3. Sorry about that. Okay, episode 2, we I'm gonna some in some. There's been I did not listen to Destiny, like I said, the last season episode, but I did listen to Sunny on with interview with Dustin on Carlos with the King podcast. I also listened to the Melanie interview podcast that she did, the live podcast, along with episodes. So I'm going to intertwine this. This picks up exactly at the podcast thing. And I severely struggle with this main component that keeps coming up is I think, Sunny was surprised that she had that level of hostility. I'm annoyed by a few things. Ma'am, so I've listened, like I told you, I've listened to all three. And so I'm annoyed that she continues to keep bringing Melanie's name up to explain why she didn't feel that she was that good of a friend with Destiny. I'm like, yo, this, her argument is that she saw Destiny with all of these other people and how she was with other friends. And that told me that she wasn't that good of a friend. She was also friends with other people. So I don't understand why you're continuing to bring Melanie up so that people who support Melanie when and we don't particularly care for Destiny would then turn and be on your side. I'm sorry. The problem that we all have is this. We don't like how you moved at all. There really isn't any how snaky Destiny is the same way that you're snaky when it came to Sunny. It isn't, I mean, when it came to how snaky Destiny was to Melody is the same way that you're snaky when it came to Melody. Now, she wants to say she wasn't that much of a friend. She began to explain what she mean when she helped financially, gave Destiny some money. She does explain on the podcast that she gave Destiny money by putting money towards she put money towards because she booked Melanie and Destiny on a tour date with Monica. And so so she's the one who paid for for Destiny's backup stuff. And that is what she wants. So that her production, so that she wouldn't look so bad when it came to what Mel's production would be on the show, because she knew that Mel was going to bring it well. Okay, look, and she felt that, you know, I get I get part of this is because what you're doing is this is helping your business or helping Destiny look good. But on the other hand, well, that's the end of it. I'm struggling because I still do not see, I mean, because you could easily take the money out of the booking, right? So you could take the money that you put into it out of the booking and be like, yo, or took a percent of the money back, which I'm assuming if you're a business person that you took a percent of the booking back from whatever production you put into it. So this is a business decision more than anything. So I'm gonna need you to come correct on this. So don't make it seem as if you're giving her money as a friend, we're chum, 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 when in fact you took money for a professional aspect, right? I mean, that's essentially what you're doing. So I'm completely annoyed by that. I think that she's completely wrong still. She's trying to justify why she thinks that what she did wasn't that bad. Okay, look, you can justify it, slice it, dice it. Look, I wouldn't move that way, and I will admit that, when you get older, things happen, people die, friend circles get, friends, the definition of a friend is a little bit quirky. If you want to date somebody, I feel like if you wanted to date somebody who was already involved with someone else that you know, then maybe you could have done this a little smoother. I also think, so I wouldn't do it, but I'm terribly would not be upset too much if you knew it was going to be a thing. For you to text her and say, hey, I'm dating him and it's getting serious, clearly you knew it was going to be a thing. So you probably should have talked to her from the get-go. And if we're friends, then I would have came to you and had a conversation. She didn't answer the phone, cool, I would have came to you. Now, his thing is, we never really broke up. I just allowed her to continue to keep calling me boyfriend and girlfriend, even though she's doing interviews with people saying that we're still together while you dating this other chick. So to me, he sounds grimy. And I don't understand when Mel was like, I don't understand the hostility. And that's another thing. Why are you so angry? What's the anger about? And I think that's a legit conversation to have, right? As a whole, it's ridiculous to me. Um, okay, moving forward. Mel, moving forward, they confront Martell. Marceau and Maurice go and confront Martell and was like, look, you're not going to convince people that interview sucked. You're not going to convince people that you're a good dude by going toe to toe with her. And he claims that he could, that when she did something, I'm going to do whatever, and it's not fair. Look, you don't understand what position I'm in. I don't understand when Marcel was like, I was in your position, but I chose not to get divorced. I don't know how that works, but Martel didn't have a choice. He had no choice but to get divorced because he decided not to have a monogamous relationship, which is what she required. I think the I think everyone's coming to the grips finally, and Martel is out of control. Just is what it is. Um, let's see. Anything? I'm trying to think. Second episode, if there was anything that was worth discussing besides the sunny scenario. I do think it's interesting that Mel in the interview was like, look, Martell needs to be fired. That's how I feel. Now, Martell, it looks like, was convicted this week. He's appealing. I think that he better talk to his attorney about the dangers of appealing. Because the dangers of appealing is that you may end up having a harsher sentence. So he may need to have a conversation. And that's essentially what they said too, is you're going to end up having a harsher sentence. Martell's going to end up in jail. I mean, and that just is what it is. He looks like he is fast tracked to jail. Um, and on the way, he can go hook up with Destiny because Destiny is on her was booked as well for fraud. Um, oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. The last thing. Mel had a conversation. Well, first of all, Stormy had a conversation with Kiki, and it's apparent that Stormy did not believe Kiki's story about telling her mom and her mom calling the blogs. Nobody really believes this because nobody believes that most moms are not tech savvy. They're not even just tech savvy. They don't know how to get in contact with bloggers. That seems a little watching something on YouTube, commenting something on YouTube, that's one thing, but taking it 10 steps further by contacting people and then feeding them information. mm, It also appears that other bloggers have recorded Kiki's voice. So Mel has heard Kiki's voice, so she can't use the excuse that I told my mother. Now, Kiki is amazing because Kiki can sit up in your face and lie in your face. And I think that this is an amazing skill because how you're able to look people in the eye to eye, and lie to them so well is something that needs to be studied. Well, it appears that Kiki tried to apologize to Mel. Mel's like, yo, I'm out. See, and I don't think that Mel necessarily, it's not about, Mel doesn't have the power, quote unquote, to fire her. But what Mel does is this: Kiki cannot film with her cousin anymore. She could have filmed with Melody. Melody began to explain all of the things that she thought would be great with her storyline that everyone would be able to tell. Unfortunately, she's like, yeah, but you're not going to be able to tell this with through me. So I'm not going to be willing to film with you. So at the end of the day, there's nobody who's willing to film with Kiki. So therefore, she's off the show. Sorry for you. Anyway, with that being said, like I said, I'm gonna come later on and do episode 3, and then I am going to do the car videos.